Hello friends, this is Lindsay for So Fontsy. In today's video, we are going to be showing you how to create some oversized, larger than life projects. So projects that are bigger than the cutting mat of your cutting machine. So whether that's a Cricut or a Silhouette or a scan and cut, the way to cut larger than your cutting mat is pretty much the same between the different machines. You basically take the large shape that you want to cut out and divide it into smaller sections, and then cut those sections out on your cutting mat individually, and then reassemble all the pieces back together after they're all cut out. So check the video description because we have links to the So Fontsy blog that shows you how to cut larger than your mat with the Cricut, the Silhouette, and the scan and cut. So we have gone ahead and already cut out all the pieces that we need to make this huge megaphone team sign, and we're going to show you that once you've cut out all your pieces, we're going to show you how to reassemble them all back together again, and then give you some tips on how to make a sign like this as well. So let's get started. So here are the parts of the extra large megaphone sign that we cut out of poster board, but you could also cut it out of cardstock. And depending on how large your cutting mat was and how large of a design you cut out, then you could have more or less pieces. And you're going to reassemble them all with some clear tape. And you'll want to make sure to apply the tape to the backs of these pieces, so flip them over before you start doing that. And then you're going to take the cut cardstock or poster board, and you're going to butt the pieces right up to one another, or maybe just very, very barely overlapping, and then hold them together with the clear tape. And I used a lot of clear tape to do this. You want to make sure this is secure. Run a long piece of tape along the seam, and then just cut off any that hangs off on the edges with some scissors. And when you divided your shape into smaller pieces in your design software, and maybe you end up with a lot of different pieces, or your design is a little more complicated, then I would keep your design software open so you can reference it, and it'll just make reassembling the project so much easier in case you forget where the pieces go. And again, just apply that tape liberally just to make sure that the pieces are stuck together really nice. And then with this base layer complete, you're ready to add the remaining pieces and embellishments, which is what we have here. This is going to be a huge football cheerleading team spirit sign. So we've got these huge letters, OHS. And here's where you can make things a little bit easier for yourself by actually cutting the letters out of vinyl. And then apply the vinyl to cardstock. Now, in order for this to be successful, it has to be really, really smooth cardstock, so the transfer tape won't rip it. So we could not apply the vinyl directly to the poster board because that transfer tape would just rip it up. So I actually cut a small offset of the letter in a really smooth cardstock, and then applied the vinyl letter to that. And then would then go ahead and glue the cardstock to the sign. And doing it this way is just so much easier than cutting out all the letters from cardstocks, and these large letters just have a little bit more decoration to them, so there'd be all these little pieces with the cardstock, and just cutting it out of vinyl can be a lot easier. And then another thing you can do is just use your machine's print then cut feature, or print and cut. So for like this pom-pom and this football, instead of cutting them out of cardstock and layering them together, or even cutting them out of vinyl and layering them together, just print and cut and then stick them to your sign super fast. And then you just have this awesome team sign to just proudly show off your team spirit, and something like this would be a great decoration for a team party. And we were able to make it super, super big, even with a smaller size cutting mat with our cutting machine. So check out those tutorials in the video description for how to cut larger than the mat with your cutting machine, whether it's a Cricut, scan and cut, or Silhouette. And check out the designs and fonts that we used for this spirited team sign in the sports SVG and font bundle at So Fontsy. And there's a link in the video description for that as well. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.